Hi there, students. Port and starboard. Okay, this is right and left on a ship. Starboard is the right hand side of a ship. As you're looking towards the front, you're looking towards the bow, the pointy bit. And port is the left hand side when you're facing the fore or the bow. And like this, it means that they use these words instead of right and left. And we'll look at why in a minute. Okay, so starboard, the right hand side, and port, the left hand side. This is always when you're looking at the front. This could be a ship, a boat, or an aircraft, or even in a spacecraft. But with a spacecraft, it's where the floor is looking at the front, then again right and left. Now this word starboard comes from a long way back, and in the olden days, before the boats had a rudder to steer, they used to have an oar in the water which they used to steer a boat. And normally, as people are right-handed, the oar for steering would go on the right hand side, and that then became starboard, because this is where they used the oar to steer, and it comes from the old English starboard. Starboard meaning to steer, so the board, the side where you steer. And if you look, for example, in the Middle Ages, you'll see that boats have an oar at the back on the right hand side to steer with. Now, when boats came into port to park, they would always have the starboard side, the steering oar, pointing away from the dock, because otherwise you've got a problem that the oar is in the way. So you have the steering oar out here and there's no problem. Now the left hand side used to be called the larboard, the loading side. But larboard and starboard, these two words sounded very, very similar. And the left-hand side is called the port side, because this is always the side that is in contact with the port, and which is where things are loaded from. So port and starboard, it's an unambiguous way for the sailors to know the right and left, and to avoid confusion when looking towards the front of the ship. Yeah, so port is left and starboard is right. Yeah, because of this oar that is used to steer, the steering side. Okay, so the side of the ship or the aircraft that's on the right, starboard, when you're facing forward. So if you look on the starboard side, you will see some seals near the rocks. The ship gave a lurch to starboard. He detected a ship moving down the starboard side of the submarine. I could see a fishing boat to starboard. They were sailing on a port tack. Okay, the hospital is over on the starboard side. The captain's cabin is at the front of the ship on the starboard side, or on the port side. Okay, so port and starboard. Yeah, port. You look at the front, and it's on the left. Starboard, you look at the right. You look at the front, and it's on the right. Okay, so port and starboard, I'd give these 5 in formality. I've used both words anywhere, but they're only applicable to boats, aeroplanes, ships, and spaceships, and that's about it. So port and starboard. Bye for now.